Hello everyone, this is Angie with Stampin' with Amore. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am sharing this beautiful gift box. And it could be for treats, and actually this could be for Easter. You can use a different sentiment on here. You can use the Easter greetings or Happy Easter, and it would be really beautiful for Mother's Day or for just a friend's gift. But this piece of white back here is embossed with the Butterfly Gala stamp set. So I don't even know if it's going to pick it up in here. It's usually really hard to pick up that white emboss on here, but it is absolutely beautiful. Just take my word for it. It's super pretty. And I love these butterflies. And by the way, if you have been wanting this butterfly bundle, it is back in stock, so grab it while you can. I also put a little butterfly on the handle and made it a springtime little treat holder or gift box. And it's a really good size. It is 5 inches by 5 inches by, I think it's an inch. No, it's 1.25 inches wide. So it's super bright. I love this one, and I just love the embossing on this. So we are going to go ahead, and this is what I'm sharing, and then come back on Tuesday because I do Technique Tuesday, and I have a card that will coordinate with this gift box. So you need to come back and check it out on Tuesday when I post my card video. But it's really pretty, so you don't want to miss it. All right, everyone, so let's get started here. So we are changing it up a bit like I like to do sometimes, and we're going to use the Highland Heather only because I'm going to try to make it a little bit more Easter looking. This is more of an Easter color, and this is 10 by 6.25. And then you need a piece to mat it. Now the other one that I matted was 3 by 4.75. We are going to make it 1/4 inch wider because I think I would like it better, a little bit wider. So I'm going to try it at 3.25 by 4.75. And this is the piece we're going to emboss. And then for the sentiment, you need a piece that is 3/4 by 2. And then for the handle, you're going to need a piece that's 8.5 by 1. And actually, when you cut this piece of cardstock, you're going to have some left over, and just cut it from that same piece. So you're using quite a bit of the sheet of 8.5 by 11. All right, so let's get started scoring this. And sorry about the glare on here. I have my overhead light on, and because it's so dark and dreary today that I needed to have that light on for the video. All right, so this is the 10-inch side. We're going to score it at 1/2, at 1.75, 5.25, and 6.5. And then on this side, we are going to score it at 1.25. That's our bottom flat. So that is it. And it's really a really easy box to put together. So we are going to first cut this little rectangle here out. And then I'm going to cut this in because this is our glue tab right here. And then we're going to cut up each one of these. And then these here. We're taking a little bit away so it's easier to fold in there. And that is it. Now we're just going to have to sharpen all our score marks, and all of a sudden my bone folder disappeared. So let me grab another one here. And let's go ahead and sharpen all these score marks. Okay, so we have all our score marks sharpened here. And by the way, the color combination for this one is going to be Pool Party, Highland Heather, and Calypso Coral. Now on this one, it's Flirty Flamingo, Pear Pizzazz, and Coastal Cabana for this one. Just in case you want to do the other one. So I'm going to grab some tear and tape. Always use a strong adhesive on your boxes. And we'll remove that backing. And we are ready to line this up. And this is going to be the back of our box because that's where our seam is. So when you're folding this in, you want to fold this back towards the seam. And I'm just going to use for this some of my fast fuse. Go ahead and again use your tear and tape or some strong adhesive. You can use wet glue as well. And then we have our box right there. So let's go ahead and put our handle on. I'm going to use my 1/8 inch hole punch, and we're going to just punch a hole in the side here. Center it as best you can. I got a little overhang here. I hate overhangs and stuff, so I have to cut it off or it'll drive me crazy. Alright, there we go. Got one little piece here. I just didn't line it up perfect. That's what gave me the overhang. So always make sure you line it up just right before you seal it. So we have the holes in each side, and then let's go ahead and also put one in here. We're going to use some of our brads to hold this on. And I am just using the basic metallic brads here. And you really don't need the big ones, just use like a medium one. And then we're going to add our handle here. Line up your holes. And then we'll do this one too. I think this would be really, really pretty too for a Mother's Day box. And it's a pretty good size. You can fit a scarf in there, a little scarf, or some jewelry. Alright, so this is the front. I want to make sure I have the good side on the front. And then, so this is the bundle. It is the Butterfly Gala, and it has the butterfly punch here, and I think it's the double butterfly punch. We're using this butterfly right here. I love this one for this. You can use any of them. They're all beautiful, and they all color really nicely. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and set this aside, and we are going to emboss this. So you do need your stamp set, and you need some Versamark. So we're going to ink this up really good. First, I need to use my embossing buddy. I don't want to forget that, and I put it right out so I wouldn't forget. And we're going to ink this up real good, and you just are going to start stamping these. And I know it's hard to see in the video because there's not much to see. It's hard for me to even see. But I am going both ways. And I'm just going to cover up the whole sheet that we have here. I'm not overlapping them. I am just, and I am going off a little bit because I don't want any empty spaces. And I hope that you're going to be able to see this once that it's embossed, because it is absolutely beautiful. Alright, so now I need my white emboss powder here. I forgot my other, I left that out. So we're going to emboss this. Don't get your fingers in it. You may be able to see it before I emboss it. You can probably even use clear emboss, but I love the white on white. And then we are going to use my heat tool, and I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? It's super pretty. So I'm going to get my embossing tool, and we are going to heat this really quick. Okay everyone, now it is embossed. I'm going to try to get an angle that you can see that, but it's so hard. But I know you could see it a little bit better before I embossed it. But when I tell you it's really beautiful, you have to take my word for it because it looks so pretty. These butterflies. I need to clean this off because I can feel the embossing powder on there. And I don't want to get it in my ink or anything. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to adhere it to the front of our card and get ready to do our butterflies. So again, use your wet glue or some strong double-sided adhesive. I'm almost out of my fast fuse and I'm so sad, but I'm getting more used to using the wet glue and my other adhesives that we have. Alright, I like it better now. The other one was a little narrow, and I think this is perfect size. Alright, so let's go ahead and start stamping our butterflies. So let me grab my Whisper White. And we are going to stamp several of these butterflies. I need to get my Simply Chamois and clean this off because it has some Versamark on it. And we are going to stamp these using the Memento Black. In fact, I'm going to dry that off quickly before I stamp. Alright, so we are going to stamp this 3 times. And we're not going to use them all, but I want to make sure I have plenty of butterflies. We will use the smaller ones. We may only need to stamp it twice. I think we only need to stamp it twice because I think that's all we used on there. So let's just do it twice. Because I decided to put some little flowers on there and some of the other little butterflies. Okay, and then I'm going to use my sponge daubers and I'm going to get my ink out here. So I'm going to get the Pool Party, the Highland Heather, and Calypso Coral, and we are going to just go for it. So I love using the sponge daubers to color these because you don't have to be fancy or anything. And I'm going to use the Highland Heather first, and I'm going to just do the center and like the outer edges. We're punching this, so don't worry about going out of the lines or anything. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Pool Party in between here. Oh, and I forgot to do my little one too. I want the little one to match. So I'm going to put a little bit of that Highland Heather on the ends here of the little one. But just go for whatever you want to do with them. And then this one I'm going to do a little bit of Calypso Coral. We're going to do that one in the center, a little bit on the ends. This is very, very simple coloring, and we'll do some Pool Party. And I'm just going for it. And then let's even use a little bit of Highland Heather in this one. I like these colors together. No matter what you decide or how you do it, they're going to really be pretty anyway. I can get so fancy. I love this one. We're going to go ahead and punch those, and I am going to take the little butterfly here. I'm going to do a couple of solid ones, and I think I'm going to go for these in the Highland Heather. So I'm just going to stamp a couple up here because we're going to punch those out. And then I also need to punch or to stamp the bodies of the butterflies. And we're going to do those in Memento Black. So there are two different sizes. There is a small one for the little ones. So we're going to go ahead and do the little ones first. I'm even doing these here. And it punches both of these butterflies at the same time. And I need my Simply Chamois again to clean that off and get out the other one. Be very careful not to lose these little bodies because as soon as I use them, I put them back in my case. They're really, really small. And a couple times I thought I lost them. And they were stuck to another stamp in there. So, all right, then we're going to do the larger one. All right, now we're ready to punch them, and we're going to do these first. Make sure they're both lined up really good. So look how pretty they are. And then we're going to do this one. And you see how messy they look when you're doing them, but when you start punching them out, I'm trying to make sure these are exactly right. I don't want them to be off. And then I'm going to cut this really quickly so I could get these little butterflies here. And we're just going to do those little ones. And there's that one, and then we'll do this one. Alright, so we have everything we need now. We have our solid butterflies and our colored ones. So we're ready to put them on now. What I used for this, I used my wet glue because I want these to stay on here. I don't want it, you need something strong. If you have a really strong double-sided, you can do it, but I just wanted these to stay really good, so I'm using the wet glue, and it really worked well on the last one. And I am folding the wings back a little bit so they're like three-dimensional. I'm going to put this one up here, and then we're going to fill in with the other butterflies. And I have also some flowers that I'm going to punch with the little bloom. I'll have to tell you here in a second. I almost forgot what it's called. I did forget what it's called. This Highland Heather is really pretty too. I'll put this one up here. And you got to give it time to dry. These I'm just pretty much laying them flat. And then we'll do one more going the other way. And then we're going to get our punches. And the punches, let me grab the package here. And these are the Bitty Blooms, and they're actually on back order. But they're supposed to come back really soon. They have 3 flowers and a center. We're not going to use the center on this because I decided to use some of my epoxy drops for that. So this space is for our sentiment, so you want to leave that free right there. But I am going to grab some scrap. I'm going to grab the colors that we're using. Actually, I'm using the Flirty Flamingo, but it coordinates with this because I had this scrap left from the last one that I did. And I didn't want to cut another piece. And then the other one is our Highland Heather, and I thought I had that out. And we're not going to use them all. We're just going to use a few. I don't know if I'll use the Highland Heather little ones or not. So I always take my little, this is for my paper piercer, and it's just the inside of my thing that holds the stamps. It's like a styrofoam, and I just usually pop those up like a little flower, and then we're just going to add these. And I am just using my Tombow again for this. So let's put one of these up here. And then I think I'm going to use this Pool Party. Put one here. Use another Calypso Coral, or it's Flirty Flamingo. Do one there, and I think one more. I guess I'll use the Pool Party since we have these are the Highland Heather. Alright, then we are going to add some centers to these flowers, and you can use whatever you have. I used the epoxy, the frosted and clear epoxy droplets for the other ones, but this one I'm going to use the Blossom, the Happiness Blooms, and I'm going to use these darker ones for the center. These are, I think they're Night of Navy. Oh, and the reason I did do 3 was for the butterfly on the handle. So let me see if I actually have another butterfly, but it doesn't coordinate. So if you want one on the handle, to put one on the handle, you need to color 3 of your butterflies. So that is it, everyone. I need to, oh, I forgot to do the sentiment. Let's not forget that. And the sentiment's right here, and we need some more Memento Black. And where did my little, I'm going to just do it on this piece right here because right now I don't see my little piece that I cut already for it. So let's just go ahead and do this, and I will cut it by hand. And the Happy Spring, that comes from the Fabled Friends here. So it's from this one right here, but you can also use the Easter Greetings if you want to use this for a little Easter gift. So let me just go ahead and cut this. It's always easier to cut with my bigger ones. So I need it. I'm going to cut the end here, and we need to cut a little bit off of here, and we're going to just flag this end. I'm going to use some snail for this. And we are going to put this right there. Just like that. So here is the Highland Heather one. I like them both. They're both very pretty. And I like the butterfly on the handle, but you absolutely do not need it. This is really pretty box. So there is the, I wish you can see the embossing on it. All right, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you later, everyone. Bye.